Strength after 70. From bone loss to ninja warrior. Jinny MacColl. The story that challenges everything you were told. At 74 years old, most people are told to slow down, to be careful, to avoid risk, to accept that the body is declining. But Jinny MacColl stepped onto one of the toughest obstacle courses in the world, American Ninja Warrior. Hanging, climbing, swinging. Not as a young athlete trying to prove something, but as a woman quietly proving something far more important. That strength does not have an expiration date. And the question is not just how she did it. The real question is, what is she doing differently that most people have stopped doing? The story that doesn't follow the rules. In her early 40s, Jinny MacColl was given a diagnosis: osteopenia, a condition where bone density is lower than normal, a warning sign before osteoporosis. And for many people, this is where the story begins to narrow. Less impact, less risk, more caution, a quieter life. Because when the body feels fragile, people start to treat it that way. But decades later, at 63 years old, she stepped into a gym for the first time, not as an athlete, not as someone chasing records, but simply to begin. No perfect plan, no guarantee, just a decision. And by her 70s, she was competing on American Ninja Warrior, climbing, hanging, moving with a level of strength most people don't expect to see at that age. So the real question is not, how did she do it? The real question is, what changed inside her body when she decided to start? Part 1. Osteopenia, the warning most people ignore. Osteopenia is not a disease. It is a signal, a sign that bone density is beginning to decline. And bone is not static. It is living tissue, constantly breaking down and rebuilding every single day. After your 30s, that balance begins to shift. Breakdown slowly starts to outpace rebuilding, especially in women. Estrogen begins to decline, bone turnover increases, density gradually drops, and over time, the structure becomes more fragile, more vulnerable. This is why many people are told, avoid heavy impact, be careful with movement, protect your bones. And on the surface, that sounds responsible, safe, even wise. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Protection without stimulation leads to decline, because bone does not stay strong from being protected. It stays strong from being used. And this is where many people unknowingly begin to move in the wrong direction. Not because they're doing something wrong, but because they're following advice that removes the very signal the body needs to stay strong. Part 2. What bones actually need. The part most people miss. Bone does not get stronger from protection. It gets stronger from stress. This is called mechanical loading. When you lift, push, pull, carry weight, your bones receive a signal. We need to be stronger to handle this, and the body responds by increasing bone density. This is known as Wolff's Law. Bones adapt to the forces placed on them. So, when movement is reduced, bone has no reason to stay strong. But when movement is introduced, even later in life, the process can begin again. Part 3. Starting at 63. Why this is huge. Most people believe there is a window, that if you didn't train earlier, you missed your chance. But Ginny, stepping into the gym at 63, tells a different story. Because the body retains the ability to adapt, even in later decades. Studies show older adults can increase muscle mass, improve bone density, enhance balance and coordination, but only under one condition. The body must be challenged. And this is where most people hesitate, because starting feels uncomfortable, uncertain, even risky. But not starting, that carries a far greater risk. Part 4. From bone loss to strength. What changed? When Ginny began training, 3 major systems started to adapt. 1. Muscle. Muscle pulls on bone. The stronger the muscle, the greater the stimulus for bone growth. 2. Bone. With repeated loading, bone density can stabilize and, in some cases, improve. 3. Nervous system. Coordination improves, balance sharpens, reaction time becomes faster. This is critical because most injuries after 60 are not from weakness alone. They are from delayed reaction, poor coordination, loss of balance. Her training addressed all 3. Part 5. The shift from fragile to capable. Here's where the real transformation happens, not just in the body, but in identity. A diagnosis like osteopenia can create a label. I need to be careful. And slowly, life becomes smaller, less movement, less challenge, less confidence. But Ginny chose a different path. She didn't ignore her condition, she responded to it by building strength, resilience, capability, and over time, the body followed. Part 6. Why her training looks so different. Obstacle training might look extreme, but what it really trains is real-world function, gripping, holding on to something, pulling, lifting your body, stabilizing, controlling movement, reacting, adjusting quickly. These are the exact skills that protect independence. After 60, the goal is not aesthetics, it is function, and her training reflects that. Part 7. The role of consistency, not intensity. This didn't happen overnight. It wasn't one breakthrough moment. It was consistency, repeated effort over years, And that's important, because many people think, I need to do something intense to see results. But after 60, consistency beats intensity. Small inputs, repeated daily, done correctly, built gradually, create lasting adaptation. Part 8. What this means for you. This is where her story becomes personal, because you may not want to hang from obstacles, compete on a course, train at that level, and you don't need to. But you do need to ask, what am I asking my body to be able to do? If the answer is very little, the body adapts accordingly. But if the answer includes strength, balance, movement, then change is still possible. The real message behind her story. Ginny's story is not about being exceptional. It is about what happens when someone refuses to let a diagnosis define their future. Osteopenia did not end her story. It redirected it toward strength, toward movement, toward possibility. And maybe the most important truth is this. The body does not stop adapting because you age. It stops adapting when you stop giving it a reason to. You don't need to start where she is. You just need to start, because even now, your body is still listening, and it's waiting for direction. Stay consistent, stay capable, and in our next episode, we go even deeper, because muscle pulls on something just as important: bone. We'll explore what actually builds bone density after 60, and why walking alone is not enough. We'll break down how bone responds to mechanical load, what stimulates osteoblast activity, the difference between impact and resistance, and the safest way to protect your hips and spine long term. If strength is the foundation, bone is the frame, and we're building both. Until then, stay ReInspired.
I hope this video brought you value and re-inspired you. If so, please subscribe, hit like, and leave a comment. And if anybody you know could use a little re-inspiration, please send it to them. Thank you so much for watching.